Hello, I'm Andy Gerlett, the Sterile Processing Manager at Camino Health in Mountain View, California. Camino Health is composed of two hospitals, and I am the Sterile Processing Manager for both of them. The one on Grant Road in Mountain View, it has 10 rooms and one operating rooms, and one in Los Gatos has 8. About 2 years ago, we actually did an extreme research into the best type of container, large container, the cube, the SteriCUBE, and we trialed it, and it has been a huge success for us here at El Camino Health in our two hospitals. I want to be specific as to why. We were having problems with a lot of trays, specifically orthopedic trays, loaner trays, consignment trays, that we wrapped and they would have holes in them, and that is the worst case scenario at the beginning of an OR case when you're trying to have 20 to 30 loaner trays available for an orthopedic surgeon for a total knee, a total hip, a spine case, and one of them becomes contaminated. Well, obviously with the SteriCUBE, which fits up to 12 trays, saved us. We actually put the trays in there, unwrapped, and it has been extremely successful and saved us a lot of time. And most importantly, it was what was best for the patient, because at the end of the case went smoothly. We started at the Mountain View campus of 10 rooms, and we have a large volume of orthopedic cases and surgeons, and they liked it right away. Now there is training involved. You have to use it according to the proper way to load it, unload it, and sterilize it. I do want to say that the in-service people that came from SteriCUBE did an excellent job. Between Mary Ellen and Michelle, they were fantastic, and it made a huge difference to be able to teach this sterile processing staff, and we brought the cube up in the morning to show the OR staff. So now it's been almost 2 years, and we're glad we did it. We started it on the Mountain View campus, and then about a year and a half later, we put it onto the Los Gatos campus, 2 cubes, and we're going to be bringing in more. The key thing is it doesn't take the responsibility away from the SPD and the OR staff to handle the instruments carefully. They must. We need to load the sterilizer properly, unload it, but what the cube does is save us that critical element of time, and you get confident in it. Now there have been challenges for new staff, but we in-service them. That new scrub technician, that new RN who's circulating, and they over a period of time have liked it very much. After you use the cube more and more often, you get to have confidence in how to deploy it for the next day's cases. Use it back and forth. You can turn it around after you do an orthopedic case in the morning and use the cube again in the afternoon. You can store it in the cube for a long period of time, and then we could load the cube and sterilize it on a Friday, and it's ready for a Monday morning orthopedic case. It is large, but it's going to carry 12 instrument trays. It's on a standing cart that you can wheel around, and we grew with it. What I like particularly about it was it's just a sturdy container. The door is fantastic. The filtering systems, the port, it's just quality metal to hold the containers in there. It is what has been a successful prevention of our surgical site infections. I cannot tell you how much time it takes to deal with the wrapping of multiple trays, specifically loaner trays that you're going to have. Put them in the cube and you'll be happy. You're going to have to store the cube, but you can figure that out. It doesn't always have to be stored in the sterile processing area. It could be stored upstairs in the OR in certain locations. It's going to take time to get used to it, but once you get it, it's what's best for the patient, and it really makes a difference for the OR staff in the room opening the case. And check it out. You should do a trial. You should talk to your orthopedic surgeons, your nurses, make sure they're comfortable with it. But once they know the time it saves, they're going to love it. Best of luck with whatever decision you make. Please feel free to call me, Andy Gerlett, at Sterile Processing Manager at El Camino Health. I'll be glad to help you in any way, shape, or form. We've learned a lot, and this one is a keeper. Best of luck. Thank you.